Welcome back, everybody, to Ultimate CNFT. Mike, aka Mr. Ultimate, here with you. And today we're going to be talking to Dennis from Nice Society. I call him Nice Dennis. That is his name on Discord. If you see him and recognize him, well, because he's a really nice guy and he's got a lot of things going on with his project that reflects so many great things that I really believe that this space needs. And that's why we have formed a friendship and a relationship. And Mr. Dennis, how you doing, brother?
Thanks for the warm welcome. I'm very happy to be here. I think it's going to be a very nice interview. And I
know, I've
was
been
looking forward to it all the days.
Yeah,
Safe.
me too. Same with my subscribers have been looking forward to this too. Everybody's really excited about your project coming to Mint. We're going to be talking about all those details. But tell me a little bit about yourself. The first thing I'd like to know is, how did you end up in the NFT space? Did you start with crypto? Are you even a crypto guy? How did you get to the point where you wanted to release a project on the Cardano blockchain? And tell me about how you ended up where you're at.
Okay, let me think. The first entry point I had was back in 2017. I discovered randomly, I knew what was Bitcoin, you heard it from the news and so. But I discovered a random tweet when I was scrolling through Twitter where someone talked about altcoins and how he made a lot of money out of them. And I was like, okay, what are altcoins? And that's when I started really digging deep into this whole space. And if I knew what was awaiting me, I would never believed it. And I bought my first stack of crypto, I was still studying at that point. So it was not a big amount of money that I invested in, but I started investing in end of 2017. And then the big crash happened. And I was like, okay, what should I do? Because everything fell maybe 80%, 90%. And the drop was so crazy, it wasn't worth it to cash out. So I just let it on my wallet and chilled through the years. And then when COVID started in 2020, that was when I really started digging into the space again, reading up a lot about it, about DeFi. And that's also when I discovered Cardano. I think it was on Reddit when someone talked about Cardano, and I was like, okay, I didn't heard of it. And I started going through all the stuff. I think Cardano has the most detailed documentation, and went through Charles' videos, and I was really hooked up with Cardano and invested then a big amount only in Cardano. And until 2021, I was only person that invested, and I left it behind. I didn't touch it. I was a purely investor. And when at the beginning of 21, I also saw on Reddit and Twitter about NFTs, the big NFT hype on Ethereum, and also on Carano, which started, I think, at May 21, I think was the release of Spacebuds and so on. And I was only watching until then, but I was really hooked up on the whole concept and idea of NFTs. And then I think it was in August, I took the first step to buy my first NFT. I think it was a Politicos back then. And then also I remember it closely after that, where the Baby Alien Club mint. And I was so happy because the demand was so huge, and I was so happy to get a Baby Alien. And that's really where everything started with my journey, where I got active into investing, researching, doing the mints. And because I was already before NFTs having the idea to start my own business in the area of personal growth, because it's an area of my life where I put a huge focus on since I started discovering all the different areas you can go into to be a better version of yourself. For example, I did a lot of sports starting from my youth. Then I focused a lot also on mental health, starting meditation and so on. And when I entered the space, the CNFT space, and saw, okay, this is a huge new opportunity where most people didn't even have a clue that it exists.
Yeah.
And there's so much room and opportunity to start ideas. So I thought, why shouldn't I bring my idea of of creating a company about personal growth, why shouldn't I do it in the Web3 space? And that's when the idea started, beginning end of 21 and starting of 2022. Like I really started working on the whole thing, like Nice Society and the whole concept, fusioning the area of personal growth with the Web3 space.
Well, you know what? And see, that is the reason for my audience here that I am so excited about what you're doing. And, before you even got into where you're minting your PFP project, which is way more than a PFP project, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. I started forming a relationship with Dennis a ways back to the Space Pugs. We were getting into some Twitter spaces, and we were hosting on the Discord some mental health spaces, because in this space, well, in general in life, people seem to start to disregard their mental health. And physical health and mental health are so tied together in such an important way. And when you find yourself working so much, we all kind of sort of become workaholics in this space. Those of us who are, whether it's doing the YouTube like I do, or having a project, running a project, you just immerse yourself in that, because that's the kind of work that it takes to get something to come out and be successful. Well, then you start to neglect other things like your mental health and your physical health. And this space really, really needs that. And, we're all trying to go out there and be successful, monetarily in all those regards. But I firmly believe, because I myself, I've tried my best to grow up and be physically active. And I've always tried to keep myself in between the ears nice and healthy. And, I've found that along my journey, I started to lose my way in that regard. And it took what it took to get there. But when you start to find that there's a window open to remember yourself, because if you're not healthy, nothing that you do is going to be extremely ultimately successful. And so this space really, really needs that. It's very void of that. And so, Dennis, that's what I have seen you take over in this space and provide something that we really need in the CNFT space. Well, whether it's, the NFT space as a whole, but, we're talking about CNFTs here. You guys, I've had a lot of good times speaking with Dennis, both, on the record, off the record, in his passion for exactly what he's bringing through an NFT project, which is an IRL implication, which is fantastic. This is what we're working with here, you guys. So, shout out to you, Dennis, for providing something this space needs, and giving people the ability to, what I always say is, you're going to be a better investor if you're healthy between the ears, and you can walk up a set of stairs without running out of breath and everything. So let's talk a little bit about your project, the development. So the first thing is you came out with the nice passes. Now I remember this all happening because I was kind of one of the first to the punch. I think I'm one of the largest holders of the Ultimate passes themselves, but I saw what you were doing, and immediately I said, this is going to be awesome, and I want to be a part of it. So tell me a little bit about how you started with that, and how that plays into all of the future plans that you have coming out with Nice Society as a whole.
Sure. I think you've made a really great point, which I want to hop on shortly. You always, this whole space brought a lot of financial value to all of us, and it's all good. But if you lose the balance between the other areas of your life, the added financial value is worthless, I would say, because
I agree.
Okay, you have the money, but you're not happy. And that's how I felt a little bit in January. I got a successful mints, but the screen time exploded so much that I really felt drained mentally. And I talked to a lot of people who exactly felt the same. And yeah, we started then really doing our work in May with starting our Twitter. And I don't know, the people got really hooked up to the whole idea of what we want to do. But what fascinated me, we had the concept, but we hadn't a lot to show besides the Nice Pass. We wanted to greet the community with a nice entry to our project. And the best way back then was pass mint with low supply. And the people were really fascinated about our ideas. We made a lot of community challenges already back then. I remember we made one day where everybody in our Discord made a post in a separate channel talking about their own culture. And suddenly the people were so attached to it, they made posts about the different foods, about the different origins. And it was so nice to see a globally community united in one place talking about really nice things like culture, interests, hobbies. And that's where we like really built a strong core community that also was interested in our passes, which we minted then in June. And you yourself, you also got hooked up on the idea, and it was really nice, like how the flow came in, like the people really saw that there's a nice positive spirit in our Discord. There was no grinding, no pressure, nothing. Like there was only positive challenges, and we really built up on that. The passment was very successful with only 500 passes. And an idea that we introduced with our passment that, looking back, I'm really glad to have this idea. Like we made a kind of collect and burn system. Like you remember you burned a lot of passes for your ultimate passes. So we attached a letter between NICE to our passes, so you can build 4 passes into an ultimate pass if you have all the letters building nice. And the people started collecting. They started buying those 4 passes on the market and started burning those passes to get the better rare one ultimate pass. And by this way, we reduced the initial supply, which was already low. With 500, we reduced it to 253 passes only, and there's 85 ultimate passes now. And the people are holding strong because they had fun crafting these passes and growing with us along the way. And I think what we also did good, we started bringing utility immediately after our passment. I remember 1 week after our passment, we had the first art airdrop already. Like we connected with another designer on Carano called Potonic. He makes really crazy artworks from his photographies and edits it in Photoshop afterwards. And we connected with him, and immediately after 1 week, we airdropped these artworks, this nice Protonic collaboration artwork to the wallets for free from our members, and started doing also ADA giveaways. Like we had a battle between, like there's a Sapphire Pass, a Ruby Pass, an Emerald Pass, and we had like a challenge between these 3 groups, and the winner group got 1,000 ADA distributed to them. But I think the real strong utility of these passes is for now the better minting conditions for our main mint, which I will come soon to. And what is important for me, like in the past, I saw that a lot of passes devalue after the main mint of a project because most passes have better minting conditions, maybe a free airdrop or something. But after the main mint happens, there's not much you can do with the pass. And we wanted to change that, so we transform the nice passes into a booster after a mint. So that on the platform that we will talk also about, which we are building the Web3 application for your personal growth, these passes will act as a booster for the earnings that you can generate on this platform. And also we have an airdrop coming up with our launch of this platform. And you can shortly after our main mint stake your main NFT from our collection together with your nice pass. And the nice pass will additionally give you a boost on the airdrop that you get by staking these. So we have utility right now for the passes. We already gave something to the community back with those ADA giveaways with the art airdrop. You have those better minting conditions for the main mint with an ultimate pass. You even get a free NFT, which is great. And in my opinion, like we really wanted to reward the early believers from our project, because I know there are many people like you also that invested back in June, and we are in a bear market. Like it's really hard currently, but a lot of people hold onto these passes. They believed in our vision, and we grew so much in this time, and we really wanted to give something back to those early believers. So we have the utility that you have now for the main mint, but afterwards you also have additional utility for our platform launch.
Well, I know that I had a really good time building those passes. I kind of went pretty hard on them. I've got several ultimate passes. Even the name itself kind of obviously spoke to me.
Yeah.
Anything ultimate or anything warrior, I'm all about it, man. But I had a really good time, and the benefits. I knew the benefits coming down the road because of my personal relationship with you were going to materialize, and I did stand behind you in the very early days, even when I didn't know enough about what you were doing. But and you've also given out passive incomes for several months now with the secondary sales that have been going on. So I've received that. I've seen so many people talk about passive income, and it takes a long time to get to that point. But you've really already done that with these passes. They look beautiful, by the way. By the way, guys, I've done a full video deep diving on this project. So it's just a couple days ago. Please go ahead and check it out. It's on the YouTube videos list that I have. Please, I implore you, if you want more information about all of the things that are going on and everything that's coming up, check out that video, you guys. And, we're doing a lot of stuff on UltimateCNFT for giveaways and stuff. Dennis has been very generous. He's given me whitelist opportunities. He's given me some of these passes to give away, which I've already done for my community, my tier 3 subscribers. Mr. Nice Dennis really does live up to his name, Nice. And so before we move on, I have one question for you with these ultimate passes. I love the way, like you said, you see sometimes these things get created and all of a sudden they get kind of left in the dust after the main goal has been accomplished. But how you're integrating that into future utility and talking about the drop and everything, I think is brilliant, because it shows that you have regard for the base layer foundation of everything you've developed, which started with those nice passes. And these airdrops of these art, I've gotten several. I've gotten one for each of the passes that I hold. Are you going to, in the future, continue to do stuff like that? Is there going to be airdrops potentially attached to, somewhere down the road, but just by holding these passes in your wallet from things like the artist that you already featured once, which I think was great? Is there more of that on the way?
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
awesome.
What I mentioned, like when we transform those passes into the boosters, the utility they had before will not get lost. So we will continue with the utility that was already there before. We will continue with art airdrops, because I always like it to also give attention to the smaller artists on Carano, which do crazy work, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and we will continue with the royalty share, like the ultimate pass holders get, like you said, a share of the royalty each month of every collection, which is paid out in the first days of each month. This will also continue and be very attractive with our mainment now coming up and the additional generated royalties. And yeah, it was really important for us. Like, I think projects have really the opportunity to create an own ecosystem. And we are trying to connect each piece of our ecosystem so that everything creates a bigger picture in the end. And there will be our nice pass as a part of this ecosystem. There will be our main collection as a big part of the ecosystem. And there will be the Web3 application that we are building as the whole foundation where you can act and grow yourself with all our assets helping you doing that.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, the way you're integrating, even just the first mint that you did. That to me as an investor, because I always have, 3 different ways I look at this space. First, as an investor, I started with you buying buying NFTs, looking into getting excited about all these projects, then starting some coverage on YouTube, and then obviously going off and doing my own project eventually. And, the collector's eye is such an important thing. So from that standpoint, I see incentive to continue to hold all of the ultimate passes and I put all these together myself. I literally individually did all these. I had fun doing it. And to hear the rewards of the people who were there in the beginning really speaks to me, because what you're doing is now you're also really forming a very integrated community. The community on your Discord is wonderful. Like you said, some of those things you did, starting with the food and talking about all these things, it gets people to have relationships and bonds with each other. And I think that's also something that the space needs a lot more of, because community is the heartbeat of everything behind a project. And you guys you yourself, you're moving forward with that in huge steps and huge leaps and bounds. And so I want to talk about this next project mint that's coming up. Again, you guys, you can refer to the video I did just a few days ago. It was originally going to be on September 27th. I know you have delayed it till October 3rd, so that's not even an entire week, but I'm sure you have your reasonings behind that. But tell me about this project that's coming up. I know it's a PFP, and the art is absolutely beautiful. And I know that you said there's going to be future utilities, with that integrated and everything. But tell me about what's coming up, and then eventually after that, we're going to jump in, and I'm going to let you show me all around the app that you're building and all the integrations that are coming up for Nice Society.
Yeah, I want to hop in a point that you had before, like with the community aspect. I think you have a very good point there, because the big opportunity that we have in Web3 now is community. Like Web2 businesses don't have this point that much with a big community. That was also something that we always took focus on, like connecting with our community, because we have so many people in the space that have the same goals, the same visions. You want to get in a better financial position. You want to grow yourself in the space. You want to make something valuable out of this. And that's exactly where we wanted to start, like in our Discord, connecting the community, gathering the people that want to grow themselves also personally. And I think the key point for our whole project will be the PFP mint that is now coming up. Like we have this human character PFP collection. We wanted to do a human collection because we think it's very nice to identify yourself with your character, then to have a digital representation of yourself, and also on your platform where you will then grow your digital character and also your personal character in real life. And we decided to take a new approach onto our collection. Like we splitted our collection in two parts regarding the market situation currently, and because we want to provide our community also with a healthy aftermarket, so it would make no sense to release an overblown collection. So our first part will have a collection size of 2200, and it will be those high quality 3D rendered characters that you can saw on our Twitter or on our Discord. Mm-hmm. And that is something else that we really wanted to put the focus on, not only to bring utility to our community with this whole platform and the personal growth tools that we want to offer, but also you having a beautiful NFT in your wallet, something that you can identify with. And that's why we hired an artist from originally the Ethereum blockchain. Like his name is Faces Sedated. He makes beautiful work and made it already on the Ethereum. And I wrote him back in July, and he was fascinated about our project and also about the Carano blockchain. And I'm very happy to have brought this talent to our blockchain. And I really think the art speaks for itself. I'm also fascinated by it. And we also tried to make it very diverse so that we can reach every single group of people out there, because the CNFT space and the crypto space is globally. You have people all around the world. That's something that really fascinated me when I opened up our Discord, and you suddenly saw people from Nigeria, people from the Philippines, people from South America, and so on. And that's why we have male as also female characters. We have different skin colors, and we really made a diverse collection with also a touch of fashionable design, so that it looks good, that you can really rock your PFP then out in the space. Yeah. And we will publish it on October 3rd. Initially, the 27th was planned, but we really wanted to take those extra days to really fine tune the collection so that it really looks good on every end. And we are partnered with Ada Anvil, with our minting provider, which will also ensure a very good minting experience. I really enjoyed the last mints that Ada Anvil did. And our focus was always to provide quality to the community on every single side regarding art, regarding minting, regarding utility. And I think we're on a good way to achieve this. Like the art is ready. We are fine-tuning the last steps. The utility is ready. We have an exact plan what to do after the mint. Also, if it doesn't sell out, we have a plan.
Awesome.
And from the minting side, everything is good. We are in good hands with Ada Anvil. And the key facts, 2200 supply on the October 3rd. Mint price is 125 ADA for the public. But if you're a pass holder, you get a discount. You can mint for 100 ADA. And Ultimate holders also get a free airdrop of one NFT.
Well, I'm looking forward to that because I'm going to end up with quite a few of those. I'm also going to be minting quite a few of those. And, you covered a lot of really good points, and your focus on utility is something, or I'm sorry, community is something that I think is the longevity of a project. And so let's talk a little bit about the integration of what everyone's going to be able to do, after this PFP mint. And if you can share your screen with me here, I'm going to have you talk a little bit about what we're going to go over. I didn't really cover this too much in my video because I wanted to be able to have it done in your own words, because you are the creator of this whole thing. And I'm excited to have you just show us a little bit around, because this is where, the physical and mental health really starts to come in, which is a huge utility of this project. And talk with me through what are we looking at here?
Sure. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Like what we are creating after our mint is a stage for mental health, for personal growth, and for education. Like we want to offer you a platform which you can access with your NFT that you mint on our main collection date. And you see it here, that's our first concept image. And we are combining two important factors which I find important for personal growth. The first thing is education. Like we will offer you different courses regarding different topics. So if you want to grow in the area of mental health, we will have courses for that. If you're not into mental health, but rather in financial education, we will also have content for that. Like here in the example, you can see there's a course on technical analysis, which is very important in the space. There's also a course on budgeting, but also a course on mindful breathing, which is a whole different topic. And that's the fundamental point. Like you will be able to educate yourselves on different topics that you would like to grow in. Then what I find important, it's always easy to read something on a topic, but if you don't apply it, it's almost worthless. Like when I started with my personal growth, I bought a lot of books, I read them, but I didn't apply it immediately, and the books ended up in my shelf. And so we want to combine the concept of educating and applying. So you will do these courses and you will immediately have also corresponding challenges where you can apply your knowledge. And by doing these courses and challenges, for example, we have here the challenge Sleep Good, which will concentrate on sleeping, which is a very underrated topic in my opinion.
Hugely underrated. I completely agree.
And by combining these two factors, educating yourself through our coaches and our courses and applying it in our challenges, you will get rewarded by our own token that we will launch at the platform begin. So you will see, here's your profile with your NFT that you can access it to, and you will have different levels. And for doing these courses and challenges, you will grow your level, you will earn the nice tokens. What we are also looking into are certificates. I think a huge opportunity for the Web3 space is to do decentralized certificates. I think Carano is already looking into it with its identity program and with the scholarship they are doing in Africa. And I think by doing different courses and educating our community members, we want to provide them also with certificates for doing that, which you can maybe present in your portfolio online. So that's definitely an area we want to look into. And by this whole concept, we want to grow yourself personally, so you get real value, real utility out of doing these courses and these challenges, and you get also financially rewarded by this. So you have the combination, like we call it, grow and earn. So you have the combination of both. You have an incentive to do these challenges and courses. You get rewarded for it, but you also feel good after it because you got some new knowledge on a topic that you didn't know before. You applied it and you're on a good way to grow yourself. A big point, I think, which is very important, is regarding the token. Like a lot of projects make tokens, but it's good if you have a token, but it's useless if you can't do anything with the token. So you see here on the left side, we have a reward store. So we want to definitely put the focus on our ecosystem to provide you opportunities where you can use these nice tokens. one idea, like we are in the concept phase right now, like we are coming up with all the ideas and things that we want to implement in this. And one idea is to offer you, for example, subscriptions to other personal growth tools, which you can buy on a discount with our nice tokens. Imagine, for example, there's a meditation app which offers you huge advantages for doing daily meditations, and you can buy the access with a discount with our nice tokens. So that's definitely an area we want to look into, to make partnerships also with other companies, with other real life tools and applications, which we can then integrate into our ecosystem through purchasing them with the nice tokens. So there will be a lot of to discover on our platform. The main thing we want to do is make our community nice and healthy to grow themselves, because we think if we have a healthy community, the project will also be healthy. So you have a big playground of educating yourself, applying the knowledge, collecting the nice tokens, and using them to further grow your tools, your inventory, your applications.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I saved this as an opportunity for us to do this right here on this interview, because, hearing it from your words and describing everything that you've created really shows what this project is really all about. And again, back to the beginning of our conversation, this space needs something like this. It needs integration to where people can, not only grow financially, but also physically and mentally, and keep themselves in the game. I mean, the longer you're here, the better you're going to do. This is a huge IRL, in real life application connected to this NFT project. And I know your plans are to be here for a very long time. I know that your plans are to grow this community and to grow your project. And when you talk about making other partnerships, with people in the ability to use these tokens to get these discounts, I fully believe you, because I've watched you since you came into this space do exactly that. You've already went out there and you've made so many relationships with so many people. It's funny because I'll be looking at a project sometimes and I'll see, you on there, and I'll see your project. I'll see links. I'll see people giving, all kinds of opportunities, even just for being a pass holder and stuff. So, huge high marks to you for accomplishing all that. And to me, that shows that the trajectory of where you're moving forward now that you're getting ready you're on the cusp of, releasing the PFP mint and integrating everything into your, I can see huge things happening here. And I really believe that the sky is the limit for what you're trying to accomplish, and all of the things, like I said, the outside reach that you're going to have to allow people opportunities to engage in the platform, which you just talked about. So when does this platform go live and the people start having the ability to actually use it? Obviously, it's going to be after the PFP mint. Is this going to be almost right away, or is it going to be something that is coming down the line soon? What are we looking at for that?
First, I appreciate your kind words, for real. It makes me really happy. It's an important question that you ask. Like I took a lot of important lessons and learnings into my project that I learned by doing my own experience through investing into other projects. And what I always didn't like was I purchased a nice NFT from another project, and I had to wait until I can get the application or the utility they are offering. For example, with all the metaverse projects, I really admire what they are doing, but it's such a long time to wait until it's ready. Yeah. And after our mint, the web application will take its time to develop. We are planning to do it in Q1 of next year. But until then, we want to give you the utility through our Discord. We already have a prototype system of the whole concept in our Discord, the Risen program. You already saw it, we are doing weekly challenges already regarding personal growth and health. And we will continue to do that with much more tools, which we will also do an own Discord bot after the mint, which will provide us with more opportunities regarding the system. So after the mint, you will have to wait for the web application, but you will get a utility in our Discord with our prototype system for getting constantly challenges, also coaches. We will look into hiring professional coaches already, also way before the application. So you will have professional and high quality content regarding the different areas already in our Discord. And when everything is ready, you will hop on a real web application, which you can log into with your NFT, and you will have this beautiful playground for your personal growth.
Oh man, that's fantastic. I mean, to me, it's like you have thought through every stage of what's going on, and it's great that you can reflect on that through your own investing experience. I think a lot of people who are here for the long term, they're not just coming in to flip a bunch of projects, make some money, move on, do whatever they're going to do. Because and if you see the environment with which we're in right now, it's not really hyped for that. It's not the opportunity is not there, and I'm almost glad to see it because it gives us almost like kind of like a chance to reset as the Cardano NFT space. But your idea as an investor and what you like to see, you've now taken that and you've put that into your own project. It's the same thing I did with Space Pubs when I originally started that. I took what I liked and I took what I didn't like, and I tried to really bring something to the space that I thought was going to be great for people. And then you build that community, and now you have a relationship with all these people, like you said, all over the world, all of these things. But this is a different kind of level because you're engaging with people. If people are going to take their time to do these kinds of things, because not everybody, at first at least, is not interested in some of this stuff. They just want to come in, they want to make money, they want to, take these opportunities, and they forget, and somewhere down the road, they're going to realize, hey, I've neglected myself. And, the better I am as a person, healthy and here, the better I'm going to be in general for my friends, my family, all that stuff. And so those things focus to me on things that are more important than just making money or being successful. And again, if you integrate them and you see them and approach them the right way, they actually help you to be successful. So, I'm so excited for what you're doing. You have thought everything through, even to the point to where you have the ability through your Discord to do these kinds of things and hiring coaches and all that stuff you're talking about. And then you get that app open and everyone's, integrated. Your community has grown. I know you said you're going to split your mint into 2 parts. And you don't have to give any alpha or anything on this channel at all. If I'm asking you a question you can't answer, don't even worry about it. But so is your second drop going to be like the first drop as far as the art is concerned? Obviously, it's going to be part, the utility is going to be the same. Is it going to be, because the art is beautiful. I will say that the artist did such a good job. And obviously that's going to come down the road as your community has grown and everything. But what are your future plans for that second part? Because we will be covering it on UltimateCNFT. But I guess this is just me asking you. I want to know about it.
Yeah, the second part will also be the same standard of quality, but we will make it in a new way. Like we don't want to provide you with the same traits and the same NFTs as in the first part. And regarding the time and the date, like we really want to give us the time to provide you firstly with the utility in our Discord or in the web application to show the people, okay, this is what we are about. This is what you can do with the first part of our collection already. And by the time our community will also grow further. And then after we have the feeling, okay, the community knows what we are delivering them, the market is in a better state. After that, we can think of releasing the second part of the collection. And you also had a very good point, like now is the time we have a bear market and there's not much room for celebrating those huge financial winnings. But what I thought about, like with what we are doing with the personal growth aspect, like we are bear market independent, like you can educate yourself and you can grow yourself either in a bull market or a bear market, it doesn't matter. So we can provide you the utility and the benefits of this also in the bear market. And it's the best time to build currently. Like you have the silence, you can focus on the things you want to do. We will focus on building this application, providing the value. And I think the projects that are lasting through this bear market with their visions and their ideas, and if they execute it, I think in the bull market it can only be good, because one inspiration from our project was also like Steppen. It's a project on Solana. They had quite some hype a few months ago. Like they made this walk to earn concept. Like they paid you by taking a walk. And the whole concept was very fascinating. The whole tokenomics was not very sustainable. That's why they dropped also. But they made the people go for a walk because they celebrated it by getting rewarded for going outside and walk. And the concept got so huge that Adidas and ASICS and so they invested into Steppen, into the company. And I think there's so much opportunity for real life applications, for real utility. And if we can make it happen in this bear market, I think in the next bull market, we will have a wonderful space.
I absolutely agree. And, I've been in this space long enough to see, when it was, pretty much in a bull market and the difference between how things were running in a bull market and in a bear market. I believe that if you build now and you not only survive this, but you find a way to build a community and start to thrive in these conditions. I mean, when we do come around, because we always do, everything comes in ups and downs. As a whole, I see the CNFT space doing very, very well, but I see projects within that have, so much to offer outside of just, your average, mint and turn and burn and flip. They're going to do really well. Just like Cardano is going to do extremely well in the next bull run. Things like Ergo, the whole Cardano ecosystem, everything that's developing is going to be massive. And so, but you got to hang in there. You got to build now to be able to reap those rewards later. But what you're offering, through your project is phenomenal. And that's why I support you. That's why I support your project. And that's why I'm looking forward to continuing to have you as a part of, what I'm doing on UltimateCNFT, because I feel the same way here. My job is to give back to this space more than the space has given me. And the space has given me a lot. And, being a part of, I will be integrating my NFTs into your platform. I want to be a part of this because I need some mental health, relaxation sometimes. And I need to get back into my physical health and not neglect the things that are most important. We really do. And so, from a personal standpoint, that's my take on what you're doing. And that's, I'm excited for it. And I just want to thank you for, having that vision and bringing it to Cardano. And I want to see your community grow. And if you guys have, made it this far in this interview, you can see, here's a man who's very obviously intelligent and thinking very forward and planning everything from A to Z through this project to present something to the space that is going to be extremely valuable in my personal opinion. And, thank you, Dennis. The way you connect with other people through other people's projects and I don't know, do you have a whole team behind you? Because obviously you're the main person of this whole thing, but do you have other people helping you? Because for me, from what I see, it seems to be mostly all you.
From the strategy and organization side, it's all on my side, but I have a supporting team of 6 people already, awesome, which are helping me with the daily job, and which I'm very thankful for, because I think you can't run a project on your own.
Nope.
It's impossible. I would be my own victim regarding my personal health.
Yeah, you'd have to put some things. Absolutely, man. And then you have to go buy your own PFP and jump into your own program and make sure you're sleeping well, exactly, eating well, doing your exercise. Well, this has been a fantastic interview, and I want to give you again a personal shout out. This man has also supported me. He's even, he's on my Discord, the UltimateCNFT Discord. He's a tier 3 subscription member. He has, integrated into my community. And again, he's been giving things away. And I appreciate you, man. You've been so kind. Everybody that has responded to the video that I made they're very excited about what you're doing. And
I really love the comments. They were so beautiful.
Yeah. And they're very authentic and very genuine. And that's what I try to breed. The people who follow my channel, they see how I approach things, and they're very genuine people and honest people and open people and very supportive of the things that are right. This is never going to be like your moonshot 1000x, making a bunch of promises that are never going to happen, type channel. This is a long-term view kind of mentality that I'm breeding here. And that's why I enjoy having you here. And this is a great interview. Now we talked a little bit off camera before we started this. This is your first interview, right?
Yeah, right. But it was very nice, in my opinion. Really.
I absolutely agree. It was a wonderful interview. So yeah, this is the gentleman's first interview, you guys. So jump into this and leave some comments. You guys interact. Let us know what you think about everything that's going on with Nice Society and UltimateCNFT. And this interview itself has been absolutely fantastic. One of my favorites so far, and I really do mean that. I'm also going to be giving away, because I've got several Ultimate passes. I'm going to be giving away 2 of those because I'm getting a bunch of free mints. And one of those is going to be for the best comment that I will handpick on the previous video that I've done on this project. And one of them is also going to be for my tier 3 subs. So Look, you guys, again, information is everything. Join the Discord. I will have all the links in the description below this video for Nice Society. Dennis can be easily found. I can also be easily found. Feel free to DM me, ask some questions if you need some help and guidance. For those of you who have already won whitelist from me, go open up a ticket. Dennis will take care of you. And, look forward to your mint and building this platform and watching it help, people grow mentally, physically, and financially. And it's what a wonderful thing you're doing. So thank you so much, Dennis. What a great interview.
I appreciate your words. Big thank you to you, Mike. Definitely check out the tier 3 subscription, guys. If you haven't, it's a wonderful program. You're also creating something very sustainable here in the space, I think. And like you said, the people that are creating something long lasting currently and something sustainable, also you with the YouTube channel, I think we will all have a good time in the future. I think we can create something very good and valuable in the space. We have a very big, cool community over in Carano, very like-minded people. And it was very fun to be here today. You can always come in our Discord. Feel free to ask questions. I'm also available via DM. So big thanks to you, Mike. Big thanks to the community. And it was a pleasure today.
Yeah, absolutely. And big thanks to you and your community as well. So you guys, thank you for being here on Ultimate CNFT. This is what we do here. We're featuring good things for the health of the space moving forward. We all know that when that next bull run comes, we're all going to be doing some happy dances, some celebrations here. And stick with me. If you have not liked or subscribed, please do so. We're doing a lot of this stuff on this channel. And shout out again to you, Dennis. We're super stoked on what you're doing. I will be minting your project on October 3rd and very excited. So thanks you guys so much, and we'll see you in the comments and on the Discords. Dennis, God bless, brother, and let's catch up soon because I want to know more about what's going on in the next couple of days, all right?
See you all.
All right, guys. Peace.